parents, calling her to dinner. But Luna, still immersed in her thoughts, simply replied, "Tell them to eat first. I'm not hungry." She coughed while taking notes about the game, suspecting that the boss was actually an intelligent high-ranking entity. Meanwhile, Luke Lee had completed the achievement of eliminating 1.000 players. His reward was a mythical tier item, the Mysterious God's Earring, which allowed its wearer to change their race and inherit passive talents from the new race. In addition, he received 1.000 contribution points, leveled up to 21, and unlocked a new skill, Paralyzing Berserk Slash. When he stepped onto the stage, he was greeted by thunderous cheers. The two hosts, Rabbit and Turtle, congratulated him on completing the Storm Tribulation, taking down 1.000 players, and achieving an impressive feat. However, Trang Hoai Tui was furious at Luke Lee's rising fame and stormed off in frustration. In contrast, King Wei seemed pleased, as at least Luke Lee hadn't embarrassed her. She smiled slightly and told him to follow her. Their destination was Blood Moon City, home to a special secret realm called the Blood Pool. Observing everything around him, Luke Lee felt that the events unfolding since he began his hidden quest were beyond his expectations. As they walked, the two discussed Bloodclaw, whose overwhelming strength came from his bloodline. Just like equipment had different quality tiers, bloodlines also varied, causing vast differences in attributes among individuals. Unfortunately, Luke Lee's bloodline was among the lowest ranks. However, this secret realm was directly related to breaking through bloodline limitations. Vo Wei, who governed this place, pointed at the blood pool and told him to choose a section and jump in. This realm was specifically for bloodline breakthroughs, but how much he could evolve depended entirely on his luck. Meanwhile, at Northern Moon Hall, Blood Moon City, still fuming from his loss, Trang Hoai Tui clutched his injured hand, unable to let go of his humiliation. If it weren't for the incompetence of the Mad Lion tribe, he wouldn't have suffered such a disgrace. However, his strategist saw things differently. This wasn't necessarily a bad situation. Since Trang Hoai Tui had saved the tribe, they would now be even more loyal to him. Yet, seeing that Trang Hoai Tui was still livid, the strategist proposed a dirty scheme. While they couldn't directly harm Vo Wei, there was one way to provoke her. At this point, it was obvious, they were shifting their focus toward setting a trap for Luke Lee. Trang Hoai Thui's furious expression morphed into a sly smirk. He agreed to follow the strategist's underhanded plan. Back at the blood pool, King Wei observed Luke Lee's rapid absorption speed, which indicated immense potential. She was relaxing, satisfied with his progress, when suddenly, a battalion of Black Shadow Guards from the City Lord's mansion arrived. They announced that the City Lord had summoned her to the capital immediately. Vo Wei was extremely annoyed. She was already busy, and now she had to deal with this. If she had free time, she would have gone on her own. However, the man in front of her immediately presented the City Lord's blood summon order, leaving her with no way to refuse. Once the blood summon order was issued, the recipient was required to immediately report to the City Lord. Anyone who defied the order would be executed without mercy. Reluctantly, Vo Wei left. Before departing, she didn't forget to warn Luke Lee, reminding him that rocks could occasionally fall in this area. If he wasn't careful, he could be crushed to death. Seeing that he had successfully lured Vo Wei away, the man smirked secretly. The plan of Trang Hoai Tui had now succeeded halfway. While Luke Lee was still in the process of breaking through his bloodline, the assassins had already taken their positions, preparing to ambush him. Trang Hoai Tui had deployed his shadow army to launch a surprise attack. Once they were certain that Vo